Imagine that your interest payments may skyrocket overnight each year if you owed $38 trillion. Doesn't that sound impossible? However, the US government has already done just that, placing nearly all of its debt on interest rate variable loans. This isn't just a figure, it might have an impact on your credit cards, your mortgage, and even the stock market. Stay with me because I have a startling revelation that will forever alter your perspective on America's debt. Number 8. What exactly happened? The US government has shifted a staggering $38 trillion of its debt into adjustable rate instruments, which means the interest the government pays is no longer fixed. Unlike a normal bond or a 30-year loan where you know exactly how much you owe, this type of debt fluctuates with the market. If interest rates rise, the government's interest costs go up, sometimes dramatically. This is like having a giant mortgage that resets every month or quarter, but on a scale that no ordinary person can even comprehend. And here's the kicker, even a small increase in interest rates could add hundreds of billions of dollars annually to the federal budget, potentially forcing cuts to social programs, infrastructure projects, or even delaying payments on critical government obligations. Number 7. Why this is extremely risky. Why should you, the average person, care? Because this is a high-stakes financial gamble that could ripple through the entire economy. Adjustable rate debt exposes the U.S. to rate risk, meaning every decision the Federal Reserve makes on interest rates directly affects how much taxpayers will ultimately pay. For example, a 1% rise in rates could cost the government hundreds of billions more per year, adding even more to the deficit. That extra burden doesn't just vanish, it could show up as higher taxes, reduced government services, or inflationary pressure on goods and services, affecting everything from your grocery bill to your rent. In other words, the government's gamble on adjustable rates is something every American will feel, whether they realize it or not. Number 6. The method behind the madness. It might seem reckless, but there is a method to this madness. Shifting debt to adjustable rates can save money in the short term, especially if the government predicts that interest rates will eventually drop. Floating rate debt also gives the Treasury flexibility to respond to sudden market changes, unlike long-term fixed debt, which locks in a rate for decades. Essentially, the government is betting on market timing. If rates fall in the coming years, it will pay less interest than if it had locked in fixed rates today. But here's the catch: if the Federal Reserve continues hiking rates to fight inflation, this strategy could backfire dramatically, turning a smart move into an expensive mistake that costs the public trillions. Number 5. How this could affect you personally. This isn't just an abstract financial concept, it's something that could touch your life in very real ways. Higher interest payments by the US government can lead to reduced funding for infrastructure, healthcare, and education, meaning roads might deteriorate, hospitals could face budget cuts, and schools may struggle to afford programs. On top of that, the government might raise taxes to cover these costs, hitting ordinary Americans right in their pockets. Even the financial markets aren't immune. Treasury yields influence mortgage rates, car loans, and credit card interest, so if the government pays more to service its debt, borrowing costs for everyone else could rise too. Essentially, your everyday finances are indirectly tied to this $38 trillion gamble. Number 4. The surprising twist. And here's the twist most people don't realize: this adjustable rate debt can also be an opportunity. If market rates drop in the next few years, the government could pay far less interest than expected. That means the biggest danger isn't certainty, it's uncertainty itself. Investors, politicians, and the public are all sitting on edge, waiting to see what the Federal Reserve does next. The situation is like walking a tightrope over a chasm. One wrong step or one unexpected rate hike, and the consequences could ripple across the global economy, affecting everything from stock prices to retirement accounts. Number 3. What comes next? 5. Everything now depends on how the Fed and Congress act. Will inflation persist, forcing rates even higher? Will political gridlock prevent the government from managing its debt responsibly? Every announcement and decision could change the game for trillions of dollars and by extension affect you. Analysts are watching every move, and the stakes could not be higher. The truth is, this $38 trillion gamble is a ticking time bomb, and it's not just the US. That could feel it. Global markets, investors, and everyday Americans are all on the edge, waiting to see how this story unfolds. Number 2. The global domino effect. Here's something most people don't realize. U.S. debt isn't just an American problem, it's the backbone of the global financial system. Trillions of dollars of U.S. debt are held by foreign governments, banks, and investment funds, including China, Japan, and European nations. If the U.S. interest payments suddenly climb due to rising rates, it could shake investor confidence worldwide. Imagine global markets wobbling because the world's largest economy is suddenly paying hundreds of billions more in interest than expected. Currencies could fluctuate wildly, stock markets could dive, and emerging economies that rely on stable U.S. rates might struggle to fund their own growth. Even ordinary people across the globe could feel it through higher import prices, unstable investments, or higher loan rates. This isn't just about numbers, it's a massive financial domino effect where one misstep could ripple across the entire world. Number 1, the psychological gain. And then there's the psychological impact, which is often more dangerous than the actual numbers. The very idea of $38 trillion in adjustable rate debt creates a sense of uncertainty and fear across markets. Investors don't like uncertainty, they sell stocks. Hedge funds adjust positions, banks tighten lending, and ordinary Americans feel the effects in their mortgages, credit cards, and retirement accounts. Even if nothing catastrophic happens immediately, the expectation of rising rates can trigger economic jitters, slowing growth and affecting everyday life. This means that the U.S. government's debt is not just a financial tool, it's a psychological lever that can influence behavior on a massive scale. Every Fed announcement now carries tension, every market movement is amplified, and every decision could be interpreted as a signal of crisis or stability. In short, the stakes aren't just money, they're confidence, perception, and trust in the global economy itself. So now you know, $38 trillion in adjustable rate debt isn't just risky, it's a global, economic, and psychological time bomb. The U.S. is walking a tightrope, and the rest of the world is watching. If you want to stay informed and understand how these decisions could impact your money, your investments, and your future, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. This story is far from over.